Trick your brain to achieve success. How to train your brain to overcome procrastination forever. Introduction. Do you ever find yourself delaying important tasks, even when you know you should be doing them? You promise yourself you'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Hours turn into days. Days turn into weeks. And before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle of procrastination. You're not alone. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit, it's a battle between your brain's desire for comfort and its ability to take action. But here's the good news, you can break free from it. And it's easier than you think. This book will show you how to trick your brain into action. No more waiting for motivation. No more struggling to stay productive. You'll learn simple, science-backed techniques that make taking action feel effortless. You'll discover why your brain resists work and how to outsmart it. The small mental shifts that instantly boost motivation. Proven tricks to stop overthinking and start doing. How to turn action into an automatic habit. Each chapter is designed to be clear, practical, and easy to apply. These are not just theories, they are real strategies that work. By the time you finish this book, you'll have everything you need to stop procrastinating and take control of your time, energy, and success. So if you're ready to stop putting things off and start making progress, let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Hidden Battle in Your Mind. Imagine this. You sit down to start an important task. You know it needs to be done. You even remind yourself that finishing it will feel great. But instead of getting to work, you reach for your phone. You scroll through social media. You check your messages. You convince yourself that you'll start in just a few minutes. But those minutes turn into hours. Before you know it, the day is over and the task is still untouched. Why does this happen? Why do we put things off, even when we know they matter? The answer lies in the hidden battle happening inside your mind. A battle between two opposing forces, one that pushes you to take action and one that pulls you back into comfort. Understanding this battle is the first step to overcoming procrastination. The two sides of your brain. The real reason you procrastinate. Your brain is a powerful machine, but it isn't always on your side when it comes to productivity. There are two major systems at work. The primitive brain. This is the part of your brain that craves comfort. It wants instant gratification. It avoids effort. It prefers easy, pleasurable tasks over challenging ones. This part of your brain is driven by emotions and instincts. The thinking brain. This is the rational, logical part of your mind. It sets goals, makes plans, and understands the importance of long-term success. This part of your brain knows that you should start your task now. The problem: the primitive brain is much stronger when it comes to decision-making in the moment. It sees work as a threat, not a physical threat, but a mental one. It fears discomfort. It looks for any excuse to avoid effort. And that's why you suddenly feel the urge to clean your room, check your email, or watch just one more video instead of starting your work. But here's the good news. You can train your thinking brain to take control. The instant gratification trap. Procrastination happens because your brain seeks immediate rewards. When you delay a task, your primitive brain rewards you with relief. That relief feels good, so your brain learns that avoiding work brings pleasure. It's a dangerous cycle. You avoid work. You feel relief. Your brain reinforces avoidance. The more you do this, the stronger the habit becomes. That's why procrastination isn't just about willpower. It's a deep-rooted habit created by your brain's craving for comfort. Think about it like this. If you had to choose between eating a cookie now or getting a whole cake next week, your brain would push you to take the cookie. That's because it wants pleasure now, not later. The same thing happens with work. The brain would rather give you the small pleasure of avoiding effort now than the big reward of success later. So how do we fix this? The power of dopamine. Hacking your brain's reward system. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It is released when you experience something pleasurable. Social media, video games, and TV shows are designed to trigger dopamine fast. That's why they are addictive. Work, on the other hand, often doesn't feel rewarding right away. The result: your brain resists it. It wants the easier, faster dopamine hit. But here's the trick. You can train your brain to associate work with pleasure. Set small goals. Completing tiny steps releases dopamine. Instead of saying, "I'll write a full report," say, "I'll write the first sentence." Use rewards wisely. Give yourself a small reward after completing a task. A cup of coffee, a short break, or even just acknowledging your progress can work wonders. Make the process enjoyable. Listen to music, work in a comfortable space, or use a fun challenge to stay engaged. By controlling dopamine, you can trick your brain into enjoying work instead of avoiding it. The fear of imperfection. Another hidden enemy. Many people think procrastination is just laziness, but often the real problem is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not doing a perfect job. Your brain sees these fears as threats. So to protect you, it convinces you to delay. The solution: stop aiming for perfection. Start aiming for progress. Instead of saying, "I have to do this perfectly," say, "I just need to start." The first draft doesn't have to be great. The first step doesn't have to be perfect. But once you start, momentum builds. Think of it like pushing a heavy rock. The first push is hard, but once it starts rolling, it moves on its own. How to win the battle. Practical strategies. Now that you understand why procrastination happens, here are 3 simple tricks to take control. The 2-minute rule. Commit to working on your task for just 2 minutes. Most of the time, once you start, you'll keep going. The countdown method. Count backward from 5, and when you reach 1, take action immediately. This stops your brain from overthinking. Change your environment. Remove distractions. Put your phone in another room. Work in a space where you feel productive. These tricks may seem small, but they work. Final thoughts. Taking the first step. The battle in your mind is real, but now you know how to fight back. Procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's not a sign of laziness. It's a habit created by your brain's need for comfort. But habits can be changed. In the next chapter, we'll explore how procrastination becomes a cycle and how to break free from it for good. But for now, here's your challenge. Pick one small task you've been avoiding. Use one of the tricks from this chapter. Just start, even for 2 minutes. Your brain will resist. That's normal. But remember, action creates momentum, and momentum leads to success. It's time to take control. It's time to win the battle. Chapter 2. The Habit Loop of Delay. You wake up, determined to get things done. You make a mental list of tasks, feeling motivated. But as the day goes on, distractions take over. A quick scroll through social media turns into an hour. You convince yourself that you'll start your work later, but later never comes. By the end of the day, you feel frustrated. Once again, procrastination won. Why does this happen? It's not just about discipline or motivation. It's about a habit, a deeply ingrained loop that keeps you stuck in the cycle of delay. The good news: just like any habit, procrastination can be broken. But first, you need to understand how the habit loop works. The habit loop: why you delay without realizing. Your brain loves habits. They make life easier. Once a habit is formed, your brain follows the same pattern automatically without much thought. Psychologists have found that habits follow a 3-step loop. The cue: something triggers the habit. It could be stress, boredom, or even seeing your phone on your desk. The routine: the automatic action that follows the cue. In this case, procrastination. Instead of starting your task, you check social media, watch TV, or do anything except the work. The reward: the brain gets a small dopamine hit from avoiding discomfort. You feel relief, even though it's temporary. This loop repeats over and over until procrastination becomes automatic. You don't even think about it. Your brain just follows the pattern. But here's the key: if habits can be created, they can also be changed. How the procrastination habit is built. Think about the first time you procrastinated on something important. Maybe it was an assignment in school. Instead of starting, you watched TV or played a game. It felt good to avoid the work. Your brain took note. The next time you faced a difficult task, your brain remembered the relief it felt last time. So it repeated the behavior. You delayed again. The more you procrastinate, the stronger this loop becomes. Over time, it turns into an automatic response. Whenever you face something difficult, your brain defaults to delay. And just like that, procrastination becomes your go-to habit. But here's the secret. If you can rewire this habit loop, you can make action your new default. Breaking the loop: how to rewire your brain. If you want to stop procrastinating, you don't need more willpower. You need to interrupt the habit loop and replace it with a new routine. Here's how. Step 1. Identify your cues. The first step is awareness. Pay attention to what triggers your procrastination. Is it stress, fatigue, the sight of your phone? Write down when and why you tend to delay. The more you understand your triggers, the easier it is to break the cycle. Step 2. Change the routine. Once you recognize your cue, change your response. Instead of defaulting to procrastination, take a small action toward your task. For example, if your cue is seeing your phone, put it in another room. If your cue is feeling overwhelmed, break your task into tiny steps. The goal is to replace your automatic routine with something productive. Step 3. Create a new reward system. Your brain procrastinates because it gets a small reward from avoiding work. So you need to create a new reward for taking action. Use positive reinforcement. Celebrate small wins. Even checking off a task on a to-do list can give your brain a sense of accomplishment. Make progress visible. Track your work in a journal or app. Seeing your progress motivates your brain to keep going. Associate work with pleasure. Listen to music, use a fun timer, or set up a cozy workspace. The more enjoyable the process, the less resistance you'll feel. Over time, your brain will start associating action with a positive feeling instead of discomfort. The power of small wins. How tiny actions change your brain. One of the biggest reasons people procrastinate is because tasks feel overwhelming. Your brain sees the work as too big, too hard, or too exhausting. So it shuts down and seeks an escape. But there's a way around this. Instead of focusing on the entire task, focus on one tiny action. This is known as the 2-minute rule. If a task feels overwhelming, commit to working on it for just 2 minutes. That's it. Why does this work? Because starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, your brain shifts into action mode. And often those 2 minutes turn into 20, then 30. Before you know it, you've made real progress. This small shift in mindset can rewire your habit loop completely. Instead of associating work with stress, your brain starts associating it with easy, manageable steps. How to make action automatic. The ultimate goal is to make taking action your new default habit. Just like procrastination became automatic, productivity can too. Here are 3 powerful ways to make action effortless. Use implementation intentions. Set a clear plan for when and where you'll do your work. Instead of saying, "I'll do it later," say, "I will work on this at 10 a.m. at my desk." This removes uncertainty and makes action more likely. Reduce friction. Make it easier to start. Keep your workspace organized. Keep distractions away. The less effort it takes to begin, the less resistance you'll feel. Build a streak. Track your progress daily. The more consistent you are, the stronger the habit becomes. Use a calendar and mark an X every day you take action. The goal is not to break the streak. Over time, these small actions compound. What once felt difficult becomes second nature. Taking action becomes effortless. Final thoughts. Your first step to breaking the habit. Right now, you might feel like procrastination is controlling you. But that's not true. It's just a habit. And habits can be changed. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need to rely on willpower. You just need to break the loop. Here's your challenge. Identify one of your biggest procrastination triggers. Replace your usual routine with a small productive action. Reward yourself for completing even a tiny step. It won't happen overnight, but every time you take action instead of delaying, you weaken the habit of procrastination. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll find yourself taking action automatically. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the science of momentum, how starting small can lead to unstoppable progress. But for now, focus on one thing. Just start. Chapter 3. The Science of Action and Momentum. Think about the last time you really got into a task. Maybe it was writing, exercising, or even cleaning your house. At first you didn't feel like doing it, but once you started, something changed. The work became easier. You lost track of time. And before you knew it, you had made real progress. This is the power of momentum. Starting is always the hardest part, but once you push through that initial resistance, action takes over. You stop thinking about doing the work and just do it. Understanding how momentum works is the key to breaking free from procrastination. Once you learn to create and sustain momentum, taking action becomes effortless. Why action feels harder than it actually is. Your brain likes to stay in its current state. If you're resting, your brain wants to keep resting. If you're working, your brain wants to keep working. This is known as inertia. An object at rest stays at rest, while an object in motion stays in motion. Procrastination happens because your brain resists that first step. It sees starting as hard, even when the task itself isn't difficult. But once you begin, something powerful happens. Your brain switches modes. It stops overthinking and starts doing. The resistance disappears, and momentum takes over. That's why the hardest part of any workout is getting to the gym. The hardest part of writing is typing the first sentence. The hardest part of any task is simply beginning. Once you start, you gain energy, focus, and motivation. The science behind momentum, why small steps lead to big results. Momentum is based on a simple principle. Progress creates motivation. Most people believe they need motivation to start. But the truth is, motivation comes after action, not before. Every time you complete a small task, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel good. This tiny reward makes you want to keep going. And the more progress you make, the easier it is to continue. This is why even the smallest step forward can break the cycle of procrastination. The key is to start small enough that resistance disappears. This brings us to one of the most powerful tools for building momentum, the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule, trick your brain into starting. The 2-minute rule is simple. If a task feels overwhelming, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. That's it, just 2 minutes. Instead of saying, I have to write a full report, say, I'll write 1 sentence. Instead of saying, I need to work out for an hour, say, I'll do 1 push-up. Instead of saying, I need to clean the entire house, say, I'll pick up 1 item. Why does this work? Because your brain stops resisting. 2 minutes is so small that it doesn't feel difficult. But once you begin, momentum takes over. Most of the time, those 2 minutes turn into 5, 10, or even an hour. You trick your brain into starting, and once you start, you keep going. It's the same way a snowball rolling down a hill starts small but picks up speed as it moves. The hardest part is getting started. The rest happens naturally. The power of a quick win. Why small successes matter. Most people set huge goals and feel overwhelmed. They look at everything they need to do and shut down. But momentum isn't built from big achievements. It's built from small wins. A small win is any tiny step forward. Checking off a task on your list. Finishing a short workout. Writing a single paragraph. Each small win creates a psychological shift. It tells your brain, I'm making progress. That feeling of progress keeps you going. The more small wins you create, the more confident and motivated you feel. Think of it like leveling up in a video game. Every little achievement moves you forward. You don't need to finish the entire game in 1 sitting. You just need to take 1 step at a time. The goal is to start small but stay consistent. The do it now principle. Stop overthinking. Start moving. One of the biggest enemies of momentum is overthinking. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. That's why successful people follow the do it now principle. The rule is simple. If something takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. Need to send an email? Do it now. Need to wash a dish? Do it now. Need to reply to a message? Do it now. This habit keeps small tasks from piling up and trains your brain to take action quickly. For bigger tasks, apply the 5-second rule. Count down from 5, and when you reach 1, take action immediately. These simple tricks break the habit of delay and build the habit of instant action. How to keep momentum going. Starting is important, but staying in motion is even more powerful. Here's how to keep momentum once you've built it. End on a high note. Always stop your work at an easy place to restart. If you're writing, stop mid-sentence. If you're working on a project, leave something simple for the next session. This makes it easier to pick up where you left off. Track your progress. Keep a journal, checklist, or app to track what you've completed. Seeing progress keeps your brain motivated. Set daily non-negotiables. Choose one small task each day that you will complete no matter what. This builds consistency, even on days when motivation is low. Limit decision-making. Too many choices lead to inaction. Plan your tasks the night before so you know exactly what to do when you start working. Rest before you're exhausted. Momentum is not about working until burnout. Take breaks before you're too tired, so you can return with energy. By following these steps, you make action your default setting. Instead of struggling to start, you'll find yourself naturally moving forward. Final thoughts. The secret to effortless action. Momentum is the secret weapon of high achievers. They don't wait for motivation. They start small, build energy, and let progress drive them forward. You don't need to make massive changes overnight. Just take one small step today, then another tomorrow. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you start, you'll realize something powerful. Taking action is not as hard as it seems. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to move forward. Your challenge: find one task you've been avoiding. Apply the 2-minute rule. Just start. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to make work feel instantly rewarding so you never struggle with motivation again. But for now, remember, this momentum is your greatest tool. Use it. Chapter 4. The 2-minute rule. Just get started. You sit down ready to work. But instead of starting, you stare at the screen. Your mind wanders. You feel a sudden urge to check your phone, grab a snack, or do anything other than the task at hand. Sounds familiar? This is the cycle of procrastination. It starts with hesitation, that small moment of resistance where your brain tells you, maybe later, and before you know it, later turns into never. But what if you could break this cycle instantly? That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. It's a simple trick that removes hesitation, eliminates resistance, and gets you into action before your brain has a chance to talk you out of it. The hardest part is starting. Think about the last time you worked out. The hardest part wasn't the workout itself. It was getting off the couch and putting on your shoes. The same thing happens with any task. The hardest part of writing is typing the first sentence. The hardest part of studying is opening the book. The hardest part of cleaning is picking up the first item. Once you start, momentum takes over. Your brain shifts into action mode, and suddenly, the task isn't as hard as it seemed. This is why the 2-minute rule is so powerful. It tricks your brain into starting without overthinking. What is the 2-minute rule? The 2-minute rule is simple. If a task feels overwhelming, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. That's it, just 2 minutes. Instead of saying, I need to study for 2 hours, say, I'll read 1 page. Instead of saying, I have to clean the whole house, say, I'll put away 1 item. Instead of saying, I need to write a full report, say, I'll write 1 sentence. Why does this work? Because 2 minutes is so small that your brain doesn't resist it. You remove the pressure. You eliminate the fear of failure. You bypass the mental resistance that makes work feel hard. And here's the magic. Once you start, you'll usually keep going. Why the 2-minute rule works: the science behind it. Your brain is wired to avoid effort. It sees difficult tasks as threats. That's why you feel resistance when starting something new. But when you commit to just 2 minutes, your brain no longer sees the task as hard. It sees it as easy. This is based on Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. Once you start moving, your brain naturally wants to continue. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hates leaving things unfinished. So even though you tell yourself you'll only work for 2 minutes, you'll often continue for much longer. The hardest part is always the beginning. But once you start, Your brain wants to finish what it started. The trick to beating procrastination: lower the barrier. Most people procrastinate because they make tasks too big in their minds. I have to study for 5 hours. Feels overwhelming. I have to write 5,000 words. Feels impossible. I need to go to the gym for an hour. Feels exhausting. So your brain resists. It looks for an escape. The 2-minute rule removes this resistance by making tasks ridiculously easy to start. Instead of focusing on the entire task, focus on just the first 2 minutes. This is called habit scaling. You shrink the habit down to something so small that you can't say no. And once you begin, your brain naturally keeps going. Real-life examples: how the 2-minute rule works in action. Let's look at how you can apply the 2-minute rule to different areas of your life. Productivity and work. Struggling to write 1 sentence. Can't start a report. Open the document and type the title. Avoiding emails. Reply to just 1 message. Health and fitness. Don't feel like exercising. Do 1 push-up. Can't get out for a run. Put on your running shoes. Avoiding drinking water. Take 1 sip. Personal growth. Want to read more? Read 1 sentence. Learning a new skill. Practice for 2 minutes. Struggling with meditation. Close your eyes and breathe for 2 minutes. These small actions might seem insignificant, but they are the spark that creates momentum. Once you take that first step, the second step becomes easier. How to make the 2-minute rule a daily habit. To make this rule work for you, follow these 3 simple steps. Identify a task you've been avoiding. Something you know you need to do but haven't started. Shrink it down to a 2-minute action. Find the smallest possible step. Make it so easy that you can't say no. Commit to doing just that tiny action. No pressure, no expectations. Just start. Once you complete the 2-minute action, you'll usually keep going. If you don't, no problem. You still made progress. And that's a win. The power of consistency. Small steps, big results. Some people think 2 minutes isn't enough to make a difference. But that's not true. Small actions repeated consistently create massive results over time. If you read for 2 minutes every day, you'll finish books faster than if you wait for the right time to read for an hour. If you do a 2-minute workout daily, you'll build a habit that eventually grows into full workouts. If you write for 2 minutes every day, you'll develop the discipline to write longer. This is the compound effect. Tiny actions add up to massive change. Consistency beats intensity. A small habit done daily is more powerful than a big habit done once. Final thoughts: just start. That's all it takes. Most people think they need motivation to take action, but that's not true. Action creates motivation. And the easiest way to take action: the 2-minute rule. Your challenge today: pick 1 task you've been avoiding. Shrink it down to a 2-minute action. Do it, right now. Once you start, the hardest part is over. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to make work feel instantly rewarding, so you never struggle with motivation again. But for now, remember, you don't have to finish. You just have to start. Chapter 5. The Dopamine Hack. Make tasks instantly rewarding. Have you ever wondered why you can scroll through social media for hours without getting bored, but struggle to stay focused on work for even 10 minutes? Or why playing video games feels effortless, but writing an email feels like a chore? The answer is dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It drives motivation, focus, and pleasure. It makes you crave things that feel good. The problem: your brain prefers instant rewards. This is why procrastination is so tempting. Checking your phone, watching a video, or eating junk food delivers an immediate dopamine hit. Work, on the other hand, often lacks instant rewards. The benefits come later, after effort. So your brain resists. It craves something easier and more enjoyable right now. But what if you could hack your dopamine system to make productive tasks feel as instantly rewarding as scrolling Instagram? That's exactly what you'll learn in this chapter. Why your brain prefers fun over work. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, but that's not entirely true. It doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you want things. It drives you toward rewards. Your brain is designed to seek instant gratification. Thousands of years ago, This helped humans survive. Eating food, finding shelter, and staying safe all delivered quick rewards. But today, technology has hijacked this system. Social media, video games, and junk food are designed to give you quick, easy dopamine hits. Your brain loves them because they provide effortless pleasure. Difficult tasks like studying, working, or exercising don't provide immediate dopamine. The rewards come later. That's why they feel hard to start. Your brain asks, why put in effort when I can get dopamine instantly from something else? This is why you procrastinate. But here's the good news, you can rewire your dopamine system to make work feel instantly rewarding. The dopamine hack, how to trick your brain into enjoying work. If your brain craves quick rewards, the key is to attach immediate pleasure to difficult tasks. Here are 5 powerful dopamine hacks that make productive work feel as rewarding as your favorite distractions. Use temptation bundling. Pair work with fun. Temptation bundling is when you combine something you should do with something you want to do. Only listen to your favorite music while working. Only watch your favorite show while exercising. Only drink your favorite coffee when writing reports. This works because your brain associates the fun activity with the work. Over time, the task itself becomes enjoyable. If you only allow yourself to experience certain pleasures while working, your brain will start looking forward to the task. 2. Use micro-rewards. Trick your brain with instant wins. Most people delay rewards until they complete big tasks. That's a mistake. Your brain needs frequent dopamine hits to stay engaged. The trick: break big tasks into tiny pieces and reward yourself at each step. After 10 minutes of deep work, take a 2-minute break. After finishing a small section of a project, eat a snack. After completing a task, mark it on a checklist. This alone gives a dopamine boost. Frequent small rewards keep your brain engaged. Instead of waiting for a distant reward, you get tiny dopamine hits along the way, making work feel instantly satisfying. 3. Make work a game. The power of gamification. Why do people spend hours playing video games? Because they are designed to be instantly rewarding. You get points for small actions. You level up with progress. You receive clear feedback and rewards. You can apply the same principles to work. Use a progress tracker. Create a checklist and check off each small step. Turn work into a challenge. Set a timer and see how much you can complete in 10 minutes. Create a scoring system. Give yourself points for each task completed. Use streaks. Track how many days in a row you complete a task. Don't break the streak. Gamification hijacks your brain's dopamine system. Instead of feeling like work, tasks start feeling like a game. 4. Use immediate feedback. Make progress visible. One reason work feels unrewarding is because progress is invisible. You don't see the impact of one workout. You don't feel smarter after one study session. You don't see the results of one productive hour. Without clear feedback, your brain loses motivation. The fix: make progress visible. Use a progress bar. Fill it up as you complete steps. Track numbers. See how many words you've written or how many minutes you've worked. Celebrate small wins. Recognize every bit of progress, no matter how small. When your brain sees progress, it gets a dopamine hit, keeping you engaged. 5. Make work social. The power of accountability. Why do social media and video games feel so addictive? Because they involve other people. Your brain craves social rewards. If others see your progress, your brain releases dopamine. You can use this to your advantage. Join a study or work group. Being around productive people boosts your motivation. Share your progress. Post your goals online or tell a friend about your work. Use accountability partners. Check in with someone daily on your progress. When others notice your achievements, your brain feels rewarded, making you want to keep going. How to build a dopamine-boosting routine. Now that you know how to hack your dopamine system, let's turn it into a daily habit. Follow this simple 3-step routine to make any task feel instantly rewarding. Before starting work, set up a reward system. Decide on small rewards for each step of progress. During work, use gamification and micro-rewards. Track progress, set mini-challenges and break tasks into bite-sized wins. After completing work, celebrate. Take a break, share progress, or give yourself a treat. The goal is to train your brain to crave productivity just as much as it craves distractions. At first it will feel like a trick, but over time your brain will naturally start enjoying productive work. Final thoughts. How to make work feel as addictive as social media. Most people struggle with motivation because they wait for work to feel enjoyable on its own. But that rarely happens. The secret is to hack your dopamine system so that work becomes enjoyable. Pair tasks with fun activities, temptation bundling. Give yourself instant micro-rewards. Turn work into a game. Make progress visible. Use social accountability. If you do this consistently, your brain will start craving work, just like it craves social media, video games, or junk food. Your challenge today: take one boring task and apply a dopamine hack. Give yourself an immediate reward and see how it changes your motivation. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to eliminate indecision and take action fast so you never get stuck in analysis paralysis again. But for now, remember this: productivity isn't about working harder. It's about making work feel rewarding. Chapter 6. The Power of Now. Eliminate decision fatigue. Picture this. You wake up, and the first thing you do is check your phone. You scroll through emails, messages, and notifications. Then you start thinking about what to wear, what to eat, and how to structure your day. By the time you sit down to work, you already feel drained. You tell yourself you'll start soon, but instead you delay. You feel overwhelmed. Your brain is tired before the real work even begins. This is called decision fatigue. Every day your brain makes thousands of small decisions: what to wear, what to eat, what to do. First, the more choices you make, the more your mental energy depletes. By the time you need to focus on something important, your brain is exhausted. The result? You procrastinate. But what if you could remove this mental exhaustion and take action instantly? That's what this chapter is about. You'll learn how to eliminate decision fatigue and harness the power of now, so you stop overthinking and start doing. Why decision fatigue kills productivity. Your brain has limited energy each day. Think of it like a battery. Every decision drains a bit of that battery. Small, unimportant decisions wear you down. By the afternoon, your ability to make good choices weakens. Research shows that when decision fatigue sets in, your brain defaults to the easiest option, which is often procrastination. That's why you struggle to start work in the afternoon. You make impulsive choices when tired. You delay important tasks because your brain wants to conserve energy. This is why high performers eliminate unnecessary decisions. They create habits and systems that remove thinking from their daily routine, so they can focus their energy on what really matters. The 3-step formula to eliminate decision fatigue. If you want to take action instantly, you need to reduce mental clutter and make decisions effortless. Here's a simple 3-step process to do just that. Step 1. Automate small decisions. Every unnecessary decision wastes energy. The key is to automate them. Wear the same type of clothes daily. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, and Barack Obama all wore similar outfits to reduce decision fatigue. Plan your meals in advance. Decide what you'll eat the night before. No last-minute choices. Schedule your day the night before. Don't waste time in the morning deciding what to do. Wake up with a plan. Use templates for repetitive work. If you send similar emails often, save templates. Don't start from scratch every time. The fewer choices you have to make, the more mental energy you have for real work. Step 2. Use the do it now principle. Just Step 2. Use the do it now principle. The longer you think about a task, the harder it becomes to start. Your brain overanalyzes, doubts, and creates excuses. The solution? The do it now rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. Need to reply to an email? Do it now. Need to make a phone call? Do it now. Need to take out the trash? Do it now. This stops tasks from piling up and keeps your brain in action mode. For bigger tasks, use the 5-second rule. Count backward from 5, and when you reach 1, take action immediately. Need to start studying? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Need to go to the gym? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. By cutting out hesitation, you remove resistance and shift instantly into doing mode. Step 3. Set action triggers to remove thinking. One of the best ways to eliminate decision fatigue is to pre-program your brain with automatic triggers. Tie tasks to specific times. Instead of saying, "I'll work out today," say, "I'll work out at 6 p.m. Tie tasks to existing habits. If you want to read daily, link it to something you already do. After brushing my teeth, I'll read for 5 minutes. Use location-based triggers. Set up cues in your environment. If you want to write, leave a notebook open on your desk. When you attach an action to a trigger, your brain doesn't waste time deciding, it just does it automatically. The now mindset: stop waiting, start doing. Most people live in the later mindset. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it when I feel ready. I just need more time. This is an illusion. Tomorrow never comes. There is no perfect time to start. The most successful people operate with the now mindset. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the right moment. They don't wait to feel ready. They just start. If you want to train your brain to take action immediately, ask yourself, if not now, when? If the answer isn't right now, then you're making an excuse. How to make action a habit. If you want to stop overthinking and start doing, follow these 4 simple rules. Limit daily decisions. Remove unnecessary choices so your brain stays fresh for important work. Use the 5-second rule. Count down from 5, then take action before your brain resists. Create automatic triggers. Tie actions to times, habits, or locations to remove decision-making. Adopt the now mindset. Never say later. Train yourself to act immediately. Once you apply these rules, action becomes effortless. You stop delaying, you stop overthinking, you just start. Final thoughts. The secret to instant action. Most people struggle to take action because they let small decisions drain their mental energy. The secret to effortless productivity is eliminating unnecessary choices so your brain is free to focus on what truly matters. Automate small decisions. Take immediate action on quick tasks. Set triggers to remove hesitation. Stop waiting. Start now. Your challenge: apply the do it now rule today. Pick one task and act on it immediately. No hesitation, no delay, just do it. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the no more thinking strategy, how to shut off overthinking and take decisive action instantly. But for now, remember this: the best time to start is always now. Chapter 7. The no more thinking strategy. Have you ever found yourself overanalyzing a task instead of just doing it? You plan, you research, you think about all the possible ways to start. But instead of taking action, you get stuck in an endless loop of thinking. This is called analysis paralysis. It's when your brain gets so overwhelmed with options that it freezes. Instead of making progress, you procrastinate. Overthinking kills momentum. It drains your energy. It turns simple tasks into massive obstacles. But here's the truth: you don't need more time to think. You need to act. In this chapter, you'll learn how to shut off overthinking, silence self-doubt, and use the no more thinking strategy to take immediate action. Why overthinking leads to inaction. Your brain is wired to avoid mistakes and seek certainty. This is a survival mechanism. Thousands of years ago, thinking before acting helped humans stay safe. But today, this instinct works against you. When you overthink, you focus too much on what could go wrong. You keep searching for the perfect time to start. You waste energy analyzing instead of doing. And the longer you think about a task, the harder it becomes to start. Your brain creates mental roadblocks. That's why successful people don't overthink. They follow one simple rule: think less, do more. This is the core of the no more thinking strategy. The no more thinking strategy: how to take action instantly. The no more thinking strategy is a simple system that shuts down overthinking and forces you into action. It works in 3 steps. Set a hard time limit for decisions. Use the action first rule. Cut off all other options. Let's break each step down. Step 1. Set a hard time limit for decisions. Overthinkers get trapped in decision loops. They tell themselves, "I'll decide later," but later never comes. The fix: give yourself a strict time limit to decide. Small decisions, 5 seconds. Medium decisions, 5 minutes. Big decisions, 24 hours. For example, struggling to choose between 2 tasks, give yourself 5 seconds. Then pick one. Debating whether to go to the gym, decide in 5 seconds, then move. Thinking about starting a new project, give yourself 24 hours, then commit. This stops you from wasting hours or days stuck in indecision. The truth is, most decisions don't need more thinking. They need action. Step 2. Use the action first rule. Your brain tells you think first, then act. But the opposite is true. Action creates clarity. The best way to stop overthinking is to do something immediately. If you're stuck on an email, start typing anything. If you're unsure how to begin a workout, just do one push-up. If you're overwhelmed by a project, write down one sentence. The moment you act, your brain shifts from thinking mode to doing mode. The fog clears. The task feels easier. This is called the first move principle. The first move is the hardest, but once you take it, the rest follows naturally. Step 3. Cut off all other options. One reason people overthink is because they leave too many options open. For example, you plan to start a side business, but keep researching different ideas. You want to get in shape, but keep changing workout plans. You think about writing a book, but keep brainstorming different topics. Successful people don't waste energy juggling endless choices. They pick one option and go all in. This is called commitment lock-in. Once you make a decision, burn the bridge behind you. No more thinking. No more debating. No more switching. Once you pick a workout, stick with it for 30 days. Once you choose a project, focus on it fully. Once you decide to take action, cut off excuses. By locking in a choice, you eliminate decision fatigue and make progress automatically. How to train your brain to stop overthinking. Overthinking is a habit, but just like any habit, it can be retrained. Here are 4 daily habits to train your brain for action. Start before you feel ready. The perfect time never comes. Take the first step before you feel fully prepared. Trust your first instinct. Your gut feeling is often right. Make quick decisions and move forward. Set a default action. Have a go-to action whenever you feel stuck. Example: if unsure what to do next, write down one step and do it immediately. Use the "do it now" mantra. Whenever you catch yourself overthinking, say "do it now." Then take immediate action. The goal is to turn action into your default setting. Why quick action leads to faster success. Think about the most successful people in the world. They act fast. Elon Musk doesn't spend years overanalyzing before launching a product. He moves fast and adjusts as he goes. Jeff Bezos follows the 70% rule. If he has 70% of the information, he makes a decision. Athletes, CEOs, and creators don't wait for certainty. They take action, learn from experience, and adapt. Fast action equals fast results. If you wait for more confidence, more time, or more clarity, you'll stay stuck forever. The fastest way to succeed is to start before you're ready. Final thoughts. The cure for overthinking is action. Overthinking is a trap. It makes simple tasks feel impossible. It keeps you stuck in hesitation. The only way out: stop thinking. Start doing. Follow the no more thinking strategy. Set a hard time limit for decisions. No more endless debating. Decide quickly and move forward. Use the action first rule. Start immediately, even if you don't feel ready. Cut off all other options. Commit fully and remove distractions. Your challenge today: pick one thing you've been overthinking and act on it immediately. No more waiting, no more debating. Just do it. In the next chapter, we'll explore the 5-second rule, how to break hesitation and take action instantly every time. But for now, remember this: thinking won't get you there. only action will. Chapter 8. The 5-second rule. Trick yourself into action. You know what you need to do. You tell yourself you'll start in a minute, but then hesitation creeps in. You check your phone. You think about grabbing a snack. You find a way to delay, and just like that you've lost the moment. This is the pattern of procrastination. Your brain talks you out of action before you even begin. But what if you could stop this cycle? What if you could take action before your brain had a chance to resist? That's exactly what the 5-second rule does. It's a simple trick that bypasses hesitation and forces you to take action immediately. No motivation required. By the end of this chapter, you'll know how to use it to break procrastination, silence self-doubt, and take control of your actions. Why your brain resists action. Your brain has two modes. Survival mode. This part of your brain is designed to protect you from discomfort, risk, and effort. It makes you hesitate when faced with anything difficult. Action mode. This is the part of your brain that executes decisions and moves forward. It helps you take action on your goals. Most people live in survival mode. They feel an impulse to act but hesitate. And in that hesitation, the brain kills the impulse and finds a distraction instead. This is why you feel motivated to work out but talk yourself out of it. You want to speak up in a meeting but second-guess yourself. You know you should start a project but delay it for later. The 5-second rule is the fastest way to switch from survival mode to action mode. What is the 5-second rule? The 5-second rule is simple. The moment you feel an instinct to act on a goal, count down from 5, then move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gay. That's it. No waiting, no thinking, no debating, just move. Want to wake up early? The second your alarm rings, count down from 5 and get out of bed. Struggling to start work? Count down from 5 and type the first sentence. Need to make a difficult phone call? Count down from 5 and dial the number. The countdown stops your brain from overthinking. It creates a sense of urgency and triggers your brain's action center. Once you reach 1, you don't negotiate, you move. The science behind why it works. The 5-second rule works because it interrupts negative thought patterns and activates your brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and action. When you hesitate, your brain automatically looks for ways to avoid discomfort. But when you count down from 5, you take control. You shift your brain's focus from hesitation to execution. This is known as metacognition, a psychological trick that helps you override your instincts. The countdown acts as a pattern disruptor. It breaks the loop of overthinking and forces your brain into motion. And once you take the first step, momentum takes over. How to use the 5-second rule in everyday life. The 5-second rule can be used in any situation where hesitation stops you from taking action. 1. Beat procrastination. Need to start an important task. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, begin. Struggling to study? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open the book. 2. Stop overthinking. Worried about making a decision? 5, 4, 2, stuck in analysis paralysis. 5, 4, 3, 2, stealth, take the next step. 3. Build confidence. Nervous about speaking up? 5, 4, 3, 2, say it. Want to introduce yourself to someone? 5. Break bad habits. About to reach for junk food? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, walk away. Want to quit scrolling on your phone? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put it down. The key is to train yourself to act immediately after the countdown. No second guessing, no waiting. Once you do this consistently, taking action becomes automatic. Why small actions lead to big results. Most people believe they need motivation to take action. But that's a myth. Action comes first. Motivation follows. The 5-second rule forces you to act before your brain can make excuses. And the more you use it, the more natural it becomes. Small actions create big momentum. One workout leads to a fitness habit. One sentence leads to finishing a book. One phone call leads to new opportunities. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking action immediately. How to make the 5-second rule a habit. To make this rule a permanent part of your life, follow these 3 steps. Recognize moments of hesitation. Notice when you feel an urge to act but hesitate. Catch yourself before your brain makes excuses. Count down from 5. The moment you feel hesitation, start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This tells your brain it's time to move. Physically take action. As soon as you reach 1, take immediate action. Don't think, just move. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Soon you'll be taking action without hesitation. Final thoughts. Stop waiting. Start doing. Hesitation is the killer of dreams. It keeps you stuck. It stops you from reaching your full potential. The 5-second rule is the antidote. It gives you a simple, powerful tool to break hesitation and take control of your actions. No more waiting for motivation. No more overthinking. No more procrastination. Just 5 seconds. 1 decision. Instant action. Your challenge today: use the 5-second rule at least once. The next time you feel hesitation, count down from 5 and take action immediately. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to redesign your environment to make action effortless. But for now, remember this: every big success starts with a small decision, and all it takes is 5 seconds. Chapter 9. The Environment Hack. Set yourself up for success. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to binge-watch TV but hard to focus on work? Or how grabbing a snack feels effortless but going to the gym takes willpower? It's not just about motivation, it's about your environment. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than you realize. The setup of your workspace, the things around you, and even the people in your life all influence your actions. The problem: most people design their environment by accident. They surround themselves with distractions, temptations, and obstacles, making it harder to focus, work, or take action. But what if you could flip this? What if you could design your environment to make success effortless? That's exactly what this chapter is about. You'll learn how to structure your surroundings so that taking action becomes automatic and procrastination disappears. Why environment matters more than willpower. Most people think they struggle with productivity because of a lack of discipline. But research shows that environment plays a bigger role than willpower. Your brain follows the path of least resistance. It will always choose the easiest, most convenient option. If your phone is next to you, you'll check it. If junk food is in sight, you'll eat it. If your workspace is messy, you'll feel unmotivated. This is why successful people optimize their environment instead of relying on willpower. They remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. Your environment should make the right choices easy and the wrong choices hard. The 3-step formula to hack your environment. To make taking action effortless, follow this simple 3-step process. Remove distractions. Make procrastination inconvenient. Make action easy. Reduce friction for productive habits. Use triggers. Set up reminders that push you to act. Let's break these down. Step 1. Remove distractions. Make procrastination inconvenient. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit. It's often a result of easy access to distractions. The more convenient a distraction is, the more likely you'll fall into it. How to remove distractions from your environment. Put your phone in another room. Research shows that even having your phone nearby reduces focus, even if it's face down. Block time-wasting websites. Use apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey to prevent access to social media or entertainment sites during work hours. Keep tempting items out of sight. If junk food is on the table, you'll eat it. If your phone is in your pocket, you'll check it. Make distractions harder to access. Declutter your workspace. A messy desk creates mental clutter. A clean space signals your brain that it's time to focus. The goal is simple: make distractions inconvenient, and they will disappear. Step 2. Make action easy. Reduce friction for good habits. If you want to build a habit, make it as effortless as possible. Your brain naturally avoids effort. The harder something feels, the more likely you'll procrastinate. How to make action easy. Lay out your tools in advance. Want to work out? Put your gym clothes where you can see them. Want to read? Place your book on your pillow. Use a one-click rule. If something takes more than one step to start, your brain resists. Make important tasks one-click easy. Example: have a shortcut on your desktop for your most used work files. Keep your workspace ready for action. If you have to clean up or organize before working, you'll procrastinate. Always leave your desk ready for work. Automate repetitive tasks. Set up recurring reminders, scheduled focus times, and autosave templates to reduce effort. Your environment should make starting so easy that resistance disappears. Step 3. Use triggers. Set up reminders that push you to act. Sometimes all you need is a small reminder to take action. That's where triggers come in. Triggers are cues in your environment that prompt you to do the right thing. How to create action triggers. Tie habits to locations. Example: when I sit at my desk, I will start writing. Use visual reminders. Place sticky notes with your goals where you'll see them. Set up automatic alerts. Use phone alarms or calendar reminders to trigger action. Surround yourself with action takers. Being around productive people makes you more productive. Triggers eliminate hesitation. They remind your brain what to do without needing willpower. How to hack your environment for specific goals. Let's look at real-life examples of how to use these strategies. 1. For productivity and focus. Keep your desk clear and distraction-free. Use noise-canceling headphones or play focus music. Set a designated workspace. Only use it for work, never entertainment. Have a water bottle nearby to avoid unnecessary breaks. 2. For fitness and health. Keep healthy snacks visible and junk food out of reach. Place your running shoes near the door as a reminder to exercise. Use a standing desk to reduce sitting time. Join a group class to make exercise social and automatic. 3. For learning and personal growth. Keep a book on your pillow to encourage reading before bed. Place a journal on your desk to make writing a habit. Use a habit tracking app to visualize progress. Set your phone wallpaper as a reminder of your goal. By making the right actions easy and obvious, you eliminate resistance and productivity becomes effortless. The power of environmental defaults. Your brain defaults to whatever is easiest. If your phone is next to you, you'll check it. If junk food is in your kitchen, you'll eat it. If Netflix is open, you'll watch it. The secret to success: change your defaults. If you want to write, keep your laptop open to a blank document. If you want to eat healthy, remove junk food from your home. If you want to stop wasting time on social media, delete the apps. Success isn't about willpower. It's about removing bad choices before they happen. Final thoughts. Make success automatic. Most people struggle to take action because their environment works against them. But by using the environment hack, you can flip the script, remove distractions, make procrastination inconvenient, make action easy, reduce friction for good habits. Use triggers, set up reminders that push you to act. Your challenge today: pick one small change you can make in your environment to encourage action. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to shift your identity so that taking action becomes part of who you are. But for now, remember this: if you want to change your behavior, change your environment first. Chapter 10. The Identity Shift. Become the person who takes action. You can follow every productivity trick, use every time management system, and try every motivation hack. But if you don't see yourself as an action taker, you'll always struggle. This is where most people fail. They try to change their actions without changing their identity. But the truth is, your identity drives your behavior. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, you'll always find a way to delay. If you believe you're someone who takes action, then action becomes effortless. This chapter is about making a deep identity shift so that taking action becomes a natural part of who you are. Why identity is the secret to lasting change. Most people approach change the wrong way. They start with what they want to achieve instead of who they want to become. For example, I want to stop procrastinating. I want to be more productive. I want to work out regularly. These are outcome-based goals. They focus on the result, not the root cause. But real change happens when you shift your identity first. I am the kind of person who takes action. I am a productive person. I am someone who never misses a workout. When you see yourself differently, your behavior follows automatically. You don't just do productive things, you become a productive person. The 3-step formula for an identity shift. To shift your identity, follow this simple process. Define the identity you want to adopt. Decide who you want to become. Prove it to yourself with small wins. Take small actions that reinforce this identity. Make it a core belief. Reinforce your new identity until it becomes second nature. Let's break this down. Step 1. Define the identity you want to adopt. The first step is clarity. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? Think beyond just goals. Instead of saying, I want to be more productive, say, I am the type of person who takes action immediately. Examples of powerful identity shifts. I am someone who finishes what I start. I am the kind of person who moves forward even when I don't feel like it. I am someone who thrives on momentum. Once you define your new identity, every action should align with this version of yourself. Step 2. Prove it to yourself with small wins. Your brain needs evidence before it fully believes a new identity. This means you need to create small, consistent wins that reinforce who you are becoming. Want to become someone who takes action? Start with one small task and finish it. Want to be the kind of person who works out daily? Do one push-up right now. Want to be a disciplined person? Wake up at the same time every day. Every small action is a vote for the new version of yourself. The more votes you cast, the stronger your identity becomes. Soon taking action won't feel like something you have to do. It will feel like something you naturally do. Step 3. Make it a core belief. The final step is reinforcing your new identity until it becomes second nature. Here's how. 1. Change your self-talk. Your words shape your identity. Stop saying things like I'm lazy. I'm a procrastinator. I always put things off. Replace these with I take action instantly. I am someone who follows through. I always finish what I start. Your brain believes what you tell it. Speak like the person you want to become. 2. Surround yourself with action takers. Your environment influences your identity. If you spend time with lazy, unmotivated people, you'll adopt their habits. But if you surround yourself with high achievers who take action, you'll rise to their level. Join groups, communities, or mentorship circles where taking action is the norm. 3. Track your progress. What gets measured gets improved. Keep a daily habit tracker to prove to yourself that you're becoming this new version of you. Each time you take action, mark it down. Each day you don't procrastinate, celebrate it. Each time you push through resistance, acknowledge it. The more evidence you build, the stronger your new identity becomes. How this identity shift changes everything. Imagine waking up tomorrow and instantly seeing yourself as an action taker. No more hesitation. No more waiting for motivation. No more struggling to get started. Taking action becomes who you are. This shift changes everything. You don't need productivity hacks, you naturally get things done. You don't need to force discipline, you follow through effortlessly. You don't need motivation, you just move forward. No questions asked. Because now taking action isn't something you do, it's who you are. Final thoughts. The most powerful shift you can make. At the end of the day, all success comes down to one thing: who you believe yourself to be. If you see yourself as someone who procrastinates, you'll always struggle. If you shift your identity to an action taker, success becomes inevitable. Your challenge today: choose one action that reinforces your new identity and do it immediately. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to create accountability systems that make it impossible to fail. But for now, remember this: you don't become an action taker by thinking about it. You become one by acting like one. Chapter 11. The accountability trick. Make it impossible to fail. You start with good intentions. You tell yourself you'll exercise, wake up early, or finish that project. At first, you're motivated. But as time goes on, distractions creep in. Your energy fades. And before you know it, you've abandoned your goal. Sound familiar? This happens because we rely too much on willpower. But willpower is weak. It fades under stress. It disappears when you're tired. Successful people don't rely on willpower. They use a secret weapon to stay consistent, even when they don't feel like it. It's called accountability. And when used correctly, it makes failure nearly impossible. By the end of this chapter, you'll know how to set up accountability systems that keep you on track, no matter what. Why willpower fails and what works instead. Most people believe success is about trying harder. But that's a myth. Even the most disciplined people struggle when they rely on internal motivation. This is because of the brain's two conflicting systems. The logical brain wants to take action, plans goals, makes to-do lists, and knows what's best. The emotional brain wants comfort, seeks pleasure, avoids effort, and makes excuses. When motivation is high, your logical brain is in control. But when you're tired, distracted, or stressed, your emotional brain takes over. That's when you hit snooze instead of waking up early. Watch Netflix instead of working out. Scroll social media instead of finishing your project. The solution: create external accountability so that your environment forces you to follow through. When the right systems are in place, taking action is no longer a choice, it's automatic. The three-step formula to make accountability work. To make it impossible to fail, use this three-step accountability system. Public commitment. Make your goal visible to others. External pressure. Set up consequences for not following through. Ongoing check-ins. Have regular progress updates. Let's break down each step. Step 1. Public commitment. Make your goal visible. The easiest way to stay consistent. Make your goal public. Research shows that when people announce their goals, they are 65% more likely to follow through. Why? Because your brain hates breaking promises, especially in front of others. How to use public commitment. Tell a friend or mentor about your goal. The more respected they are, the more pressure you'll feel to follow through. Post your goal online. Share it on social media and update people on your progress. Write it down somewhere visible. Seeing it daily reminds you to take action. When you make your goal public, quitting becomes embarrassing, so you don't. Step 2. External pressure. Set up consequences. If there's no real consequence for skipping a task, your brain will find an excuse. The fix: make failure painful. People are more motivated to avoid loss than to gain rewards. Use this to your advantage. How to set up accountability consequences. Use a financial penalty. Give money to a friend or use a commitment platform like StickK. If you don't follow through, the money is gone. Create a social consequence. Tell people you'll do something embarrassing if you fail, like posting an awkward video online. Make it a team effort. If your failure affects others, you'll feel stronger pressure to succeed. The key: make quitting more painful than taking action. Step 3. Ongoing check-ins. Create a system of follow-ups. One-time motivation fades, but regular accountability keeps you on track. The best way to stay consistent: set up regular check-ins with someone who will hold you accountable. How to use ongoing check-ins. Find an accountability partner. Check in with each other weekly on progress. Hire a coach or mentor. A good coach will push you when you want to quit. Join a challenge or group. Being part of a group increases accountability. Use a habit tracker. Seeing a streak of progress makes you want to continue. Consistency is easier when someone is watching. How to choose the right accountability partner. Not all accountability partners work. Some people are too nice. They let you off the hook. A great accountability partner should be reliable and consistent. Hold you to your commitments. No excuses. Encourage you but also challenge you. You need someone who will call you out when you slack off, not just someone who tells you it's okay to quit. Real-life examples of accountability in action. Let's see how different types of accountability work in real life. 1. For fitness and health. Hire a personal trainer. Financial accountability. Join a group workout class. Social accountability. Track your workouts in an app. Visual accountability. 2. For work and productivity. Set deadlines with real consequences if missed. Use a co-working partner for virtual or in-person work sessions. Commit to a weekly check-in with a mentor. 3. For personal growth and habits. Join a book club to stay consistent with reading. Use an accountability buddy for daily habits. Start a 30-day challenge and post progress online. When accountability is in place, you don't need motivation, you just show up and do the work. How to build an accountability ecosystem. The ultimate way to stay on track. Stack multiple forms of accountability. Public commitment. Tell people your goal. External pressure. Attach a consequence to failure. Ongoing check-ins. Regular progress updates. The more layers of accountability you create, the harder it becomes to fail. Final thoughts. Make success inevitable. Most people struggle with consistency because they rely on willpower. But when you use external accountability, taking action is no longer a choice, it's automatic. Your challenge today: pick a goal, find an accountability partner, set up a real consequence for failure. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the energy factor, how to optimize your body and mind so you always have the energy to take action. But for now, remember this: if you want to succeed, make quitting impossible. Chapter 12. The energy factor. Optimize your mind and body. You know what you need to do. You have the tools, the strategies, and even accountability in place. But there's one problem: you don't have the energy. You feel tired, unmotivated, mentally drained. No matter how disciplined you are, if you don't have the energy to take action, nothing else matters. That's why this chapter is about optimizing your energy levels, so you can stay sharp, focused, and ready to take action every single day. Why energy is the foundation of action. Most people think procrastination is about laziness, but in many cases, procrastination is actually energy depletion. When your energy is low, your brain struggles to focus, feels overwhelmed easily, seeks instant gratification instead of deep work. This is why your habits, diet, sleep, and mindset all play a massive role in your ability to take action. If you want to beat procrastination, you must first fix your energy. The 3-step formula for high energy and focus. To optimize your mind and body for consistent action, follow this formula. Fuel your body properly. Eat and hydrate for sustained energy. Master your sleep and recovery. Recharge so you never feel drained. Manage your mental energy. Protect your focus and avoid burnout. Let's break these down. Step 1. Fuel your body for high energy. Your brain and body run on fuel. The quality of that fuel determines how much energy you have throughout the day. If you eat junk food, skip meals, or rely on caffeine for survival, your energy will crash, and so will your ability to take action. How to fuel your body for maximum energy. Prioritize high-energy foods. Eat protein-rich foods, eggs, fish, lean meat, nuts for sustained energy. Eat complex carbs, brown rice, oats, quinoa for long-lasting fuel. Eat healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, nuts to boost brain function. Hydrate constantly. Dehydration equals sign fatigue. If you feel sluggish, drink water. Start your morning with at least 1 glass of water. Keep a water bottle nearby and sip throughout the day. Limit sugar and processed junk. Sugar gives you a quick energy spike but leads to a crash. Avoid energy drinks and excess caffeine. They lead to dependency and burnout. The goal is consistent energy, not quick highs and deep crashes. Step 2. Master your sleep and recovery. Your energy levels are directly tied to how well you rest and recover. Yet, most people treat sleep as optional. They cut sleep for work, entertainment, or scrolling through social media, then wonder why they feel exhausted. If you don't sleep well, your brain doesn't function at full capacity. How to optimize sleep for peak performance. Stick to a regular sleep schedule. Sleep and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This trains your brain to fall asleep faster and wake up more refreshed. Improve sleep quality. No screens before bed. Blue light disrupts melatonin production. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. A colder room helps you sleep better. Avoid caffeine at least 6 hours before bed. Take short power naps, if needed. A 20-minute nap can reset your brain without making you groggy. Avoid naps longer than 90 minutes to prevent sleep cycle disruption. The goal is not just more sleep, but better sleep. Step 3. Manage your mental energy and avoid burnout. Even if your body is well-fueled and rested, mental exhaustion can kill your productivity. Your brain can only handle a limited number of decisions, distractions, and tasks before it burns out. That's why the most successful people protect their mental energy as much as their physical energy. How to manage mental energy for maximum focus: eliminate decision fatigue. Reduce small, unnecessary choices. Wear the same type of outfit daily. Meal prep in advance. Plan your day the night before, so you wake up with clarity instead of decision overload. Take breaks to reset your brain. Use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25-50 minutes, then take a 5-10 minute break. Step away from screens, go for a walk or do light stretching. Breaks don't kill productivity, they restore it. Control your environment. Remove distractions. A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. Work in a dedicated space free from unnecessary noise and interruptions. Set clear boundaries. Turn off notifications. Use noise-canceling headphones. The goal is to keep your brain fresh, focused, and free from unnecessary stress. The energy audit. Find your biggest leaks. Want to know what's draining your energy the most? Take a quick energy audit. Ask yourself: physical energy. Am I eating well, staying hydrated, and getting enough sleep? Mental energy. Am I managing my focus, limiting distractions, and reducing decision fatigue? Emotional energy. Am I surrounded by positive influences, setting boundaries, and avoiding toxic stress? Wherever you find the biggest leak, that's where you need to make a change. The power of energy rituals. The highest performers in the world don't just hope for energy. They have daily energy rituals that recharge them before they get drained. Examples of energy-boosting rituals: morning movement, stretching, light exercise, deep breathing, healthy breakfast, protein, healthy fats, complex carbs, midday reset, quick walk, deep breathing, or short meditation, evening wind-down routine, reading, journaling, low-light relaxation. These small rituals keep your mind sharp, your body energized, and your motivation high. Final thoughts. Energy equals action. At the end of the day, energy is everything. If you don't have the energy, you won't take action, no matter how much you want to. By mastering nutrition, sleep, and mental focus, you remove the #1 barrier to productivity: low energy. Your challenge today: pick one small change to improve your energy. Implement it for the next 7 days. Track how you feel and adjust as needed. In the next chapter, we'll explore the 30-day challenge, how to lock in your new habits and make action-taking automatic. But for now, remember this: the more energy you have, the easier it is to take action. Chapter 13. The 30-day challenge. Lock in your new habit. You've learned how to trick your brain into action. You've discovered how to beat procrastination, eliminate distractions, and optimize your energy. But now comes the real challenge: making it last. Most people get excited about change for a few days. But then, old habits creep back in. Motivation fades. Life gets in the way. The solution: a 30-day challenge. This is the key to locking in your new identity, rewiring your brain for action, and making productivity effortless. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clear step-by-step plan to turn taking action into a permanent habit. Why 30 days? The science of habit formation. Research shows that it takes about 30 days to form a new habit. During this time, your brain goes through 3 stages. The resistance phase, days 1-10. The hardest part. Your old habits fight back. You'll feel uncomfortable and tempted to quit. The rewiring phase, days 11-20. Your brain starts adjusting. The habit gets easier, but you'll still need discipline. The lock-in phase, days 21-30. The habit feels more natural. Your brain forms automatic patterns, and action becomes effortless. If you can stick to a new habit for 30 days, it becomes a part of who you are. This is how you shift from "I'm trying to be productive" to "I am an action taker." The 30-day Action Taker Challenge. To make action-taking second nature, follow these 4 simple steps. Choose one high-impact habit. Focus on one change at a time. Create a simple daily commitment. Keep it small and easy to follow. Track your progress. Use a habit tracker to stay accountable. Use streaks and rewards. Make momentum your biggest motivator. Let's break these down. Step 1. Choose one high-impact habit. Trying to change too many things at once leads to failure. Start with just one habit. Ask yourself, what one habit, if mastered, would have the biggest impact on my life? Examples: productivity. Work on your most important task for 30 minutes daily. Health, exercise for 15 minutes every day. Focus, avoid social media until noon. Mindset, write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. Pick one habit that will create momentum in your life. Step 2. Create a simple daily commitment. To make the habit stick, start small. The key is to lower the resistance. Instead of "I'll write 1,000 words a day," start with "I'll write for 10 minutes. Instead of "I'll work out for an hour," start with "I'll do 10 push-ups. Instead of "I'll meditate for 20 minutes," start with "I'll breathe deeply for 1 minute. Small commitments build consistency. Once you start, you'll often do more than planned. Step 3. Track your progress daily. What gets tracked gets improved. Keeping a habit tracker makes your progress visible and motivating. How to track your 30-day challenge. Use a calendar and mark an X every day you complete your habit. Use an app like Habit Bowl or Streaks to track progress. Keep a simple notebook to write down wins and lessons. The goal? Don't break the streak. Each day you complete your habit is a win, no matter how small. Step 4. Use streaks and rewards to stay motivated. Motivation fades. That's why you need streaks and rewards to keep going. 1. Use the don't break the chain method. Inspired by Jerry Seinfeld's productivity trick. Every day you complete your habit, mark an X on your calendar. The longer your streak gets, the harder it is to quit. 2. Set up a reward system. Your brain loves rewards. Use them to reinforce your new habit. Examples: after 7 days of consistency, treat yourself to a small reward. After 30 days, give yourself a bigger reward: new gear, a trip, or anything meaningful. Make success feel good. This keeps your brain engaged. What to do when you miss a day. Nobody is perfect. You might miss a day. That's okay. The key is not missing 2 days in a row. If you miss 1 day, restart the next day immediately. If you feel resistance, go back to the smallest version of your habit. If you get off track, remind yourself why you started. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Real-life 30-day challenge success stories. James Clear, Atomic Habits author. Use small daily improvements to build long-term habits. Matt Davella, filmmaker and minimalist. Use 30-day challenges to develop discipline. Elon Musk focuses on daily progress instead of big, overwhelming goals. All of these high achievers use small, consistent actions over time to create massive results. Now it's your turn. It's time to apply everything you've learned. Step 1. Choose one habit to commit to for 30 days. What is the one action you will take every day for the next month? Step 2. Make it small and simple. What is the smallest version of this habit that you can do every day? Step 3. Track your progress. Where will you record your streak? A calendar, notebook, or app? Step 4. Set a reward for completing the 30 days. How will you celebrate when you finish? Write down your answers. Commit to it. Start today. Final thoughts. This is how you change your life. Taking action isn't about motivation. It's about building habits that make action automatic. That's what this 30-day challenge is about. Locking in everything you've learned. No more overthinking. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more wishing for change without action. It's time to stop trying and start becoming the person who takes action. The next 30 days will transform you. So take the first step. Right now. Your future self is waiting. Conclusion: take control and never procrastinate again. You've made it to the end of this book. But this isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new way of living. A life where you take action, not just think about it. A life where you control your habits, not the other way around. A life where procrastination is no longer an obstacle because you've learned how to beat it. By now you know that procrastination isn't about laziness. It's about how your brain is wired. It's about habits, fear, energy, and decision fatigue. And most importantly, You now have the tools to overcome it. Let's take a moment to recap what you've learned and how to make sure you never fall into the procrastination trap again. The 10 key lessons to take with you. 1. So long unless your brain resists action. But you can trick it. Procrastination is a mental battle between comfort and action. You can retrain your brain to prefer progress over delay. 1. So long unless the habit loop keeps you stuck. Break it. Procrastination follows a habit loop. Cues to less relief. Repeat. Interrupt the cycle with small interruptions and new routines. 3. So long unless momentum is the key to effortless action. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, momentum takes over. Use the 2-minute rule to trick yourself into starting. 4. So long unless the 2-minute rule eliminates resistance. Commit to just 2 minutes of any task. Once you start, you'll naturally keep going. 5. So long unless dopamine is the secret to motivation. Your brain craves instant rewards. Make tasks fun, rewarding and visually satisfying to stay engaged. 6. So long unless decide fast. Overthinking kills progress. Use the do it now principle. If something takes under 5 minutes, do it immediately. Eliminate decision fatigue by planning ahead and removing unnecessary choices. 7. So long unless the 5-second rule forces you to act. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This stops hesitation and pushes you into action before your brain resists. 8. So long unless your environment either helps you or hurts you. Remove distractions, make action easy, and use triggers to stay on track. Success isn't about willpower, it's about designing your surroundings for productivity. 9. So long unless your identity determines your actions. If you see yourself as an action taker, you'll take action. Reinforce this identity with small wins, positive self-talk, and consistency. Accountability makes failure impossible. Make your goals public, set consequences for failure, and track your progress. When others expect you to follow through, you will. Now it's time to apply everything you've learned. Your next steps make it real. Reading this book won't change your life, but acting on what you've learned will. If you truly want to beat procrastination forever, do this right now. Pick one strategy to implement today. Which technique resonated with you the most? Start using it immediately. Not tomorrow, not later, but right now. 4. Start your 30-day challenge. Choose one small habit and commit to it for the next month. Track your progress and don't break the streak. Create an accountability system. Tell someone your goal. Set up a consequence for failure. Make it impossible to quit. The longer you wait to act, the harder it gets. So stop waiting. Take action right now. Final thoughts. You are in control. Procrastination does not define you. You are not lazy. You are not incapable. You are not stuck. You now have every tool you need to take control of your time, your habits, and your future. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about using the psychology of action to make progress automatic. So ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? What action can I take right now to prove it? Because at the end of the day, success isn't about what you know, it's about what you do. Now go do it. Your future self is waiting.